Good evening, everyone. This is a great opportunity for me to share what has been happening. Very quite emotional, so please excuse what has been happening for the last few weeks. So I'm just going to go back to where I come from, what I do. So my name is Winston Darryl Francis, basically from India, a small fishing village from India. And within 1 week of me being born, I got jaundice. And my parents thought that they would lose me. But through their prayers, I survived. And here I am today. I led a very sheltered life, and I was very involved with the church. My parents were staunch Catholics. And they would take me to church. I would be an altar server, getting up for early mass at 6 o'clock. I would leave home by around 5 o'clock and go for mass around 6 o'clock. So very involved with the church. And I was quite intelligent, I would say. My parents used to teach me, and I got 3 double promotions when I was in school. I had this interest in mathematics, and my father would make me sit on the floor and do with chalk the addition and subtraction. But he used to beat me very badly with a stick. So my dad passed away when he was very young. He was still in service. And then my mom decided to go to Madras, which is a metro in the southern part of India, because her elder sister was there. Also, what happened was my mom was quite young, so she got married again. So we moved to Madras. We had our own house in Vizag where I was born, and we sold that house. So we had some property and we had some money, but we moved over to Madras because mom got married and she wanted to be closer to her sister. Everything was okay, but the gentleman who she married, he was extremely possessive, and he found that my mother was giving me a lot of attention. So anyway, to cut a long story short, one day after school, I was coming out of my school, dressed in my uniform, and this old scraggly man walked up to me and said, "Are you so-and-so, so-and-so?" And I said, "Yes." Then he said, "Do you know this person?" And I said, "Well, he's my stepfather." "Okay. He has told me that I should try to harm you by doing a black magic spell on you." "And I should kill you." Anyway, I went back home, my grandmother's house. And they said, "Okay, God protected you, don't worry." My mother came to know about that, and anyway, that ended. My mother decided to educate me. She started working. I was very good in my studies, and I got first class in my degree. I did some other degrees also. And then I started working. I was very involved in working, and I always liked dressing well and speaking. So I did very well in my work. I was getting a lot of promotions, moved from several companies, and I finally became a country manager taking care of entire India. And then someone told me about Canada. "Why don't you move to Canada?" And that's when I came here way back in 2000. It was initially difficult, like everyone knows. The first 2 years are difficult. But I got my first job within 2 weeks of me coming into the country, and I think that was God's plan. Within that, I joined RBC Insurance, and I joined them in 2003. I was there with them to 2018, won a lot of awards, won the highest award that RBC gives to any employee, and that's my pride. Did extremely well at work. But I always had this thing of challenging. Is there a God? I used to challenge myself. "God, I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to do something bad. I want to see what you're going to do." It was in 2005, after I came here in 2000, I went back to India and I slipped. I slipped in the sense that our God said, I am the Lord thy God, you shall not have any other gods before me. I got another God at 5 o'clock in the evening in January of 2005. Within 2 hours of me doing something bad and forgetting about my God, he hit me. He hit me in such a way that he broke my leg. And then I said, yes, I know that you are there. I know that you have seen what I have done. I believe you. I believe that you are alive. I believe that you have seen what I have done, the wrong that I have done. I came back to Canada. I continued my work. And I still had this thing. I would go to church. I would do the readings in church. But I would always have the devil speaking to me. Whenever I'm going to do the readings, the devil would speak to me and put bad, negative thoughts in my head saying, you're walking up the stairs, you're going to fall. You're going to trip. You're not going to get the right page, what you're going to read. You're going to stammer. And I would somehow work against all that and go up. And I used to tell my mom, see these thoughts coming into my head. And she would say, yeah, that's the devil tempting you. That's the devil putting these bad thoughts in your head. Fast forward again. And then I had people trying to convert me. I was being threatened. I was being forced to give up my religion. It went to the extent of people threatening me and even trying to kill me. I went to the police, I made a complaint, but they said, no, unless something really happens, if somebody threatens you, we cannot take your complaint. So I said, so somebody kills me and then I come and complain to you. That's the law, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. I told my mother, she continued praying, I continued praying. And those feelings, those thoughts, those people, they slowly reduced, the pressure started reducing. I'm going to fast forward again. My mom passed away in my house. She died in her sleep. And then this gave that group of people more confidence that they could take over my life. They could take over my religion. I lost my house. I lost all my earnings. But I knew that I had my God with me. And very happy that I came to know Father Mario. And I told Father Mario, and he said, well, if you had to be there any longer, it would have happened to you. They would have killed you. But you have your life, you have God, and you're going to get back on your feet, and you're going to get back all that you lost. And that's exactly what's happening. We went to the Dominican Republic, and that trip really changed my life and touched me in so many ways. I made so many great friends with so many awesome, awesome families and awesome people. But once again, the devil came. There was this one evening, we went to the construction site, we came back. I was in the room and then I went out. Something told me to go out, and I went out alone onto the beach. There was nobody over there. And I sat on the beach chair, and then a few others came. And I was just looking into the water and relaxing. And then something came into my head telling me, okay, why don't you go into the water? Go into the water. And I said, I don't know to swim. It doesn't matter, you don't know to swim. Just go, walk as far as you can. Let the water come up at least to your chin. Continue, go, walk. And I was lying down and I jumped up. And then I heard these voices, Winston, Winston. And who was it? It was Michelle Samet and it was Maureen. And I came out of that kind of stupor and I said, yes, yes. And they said, are you okay? What's wrong? Are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm okay. And the voice disappeared. I just walked back to my room. Fast forward again, I'm back again in Canada with everyone, and that changed my life because for all these great relationships, all these great people I was meeting. God speaks to us in so many different ways. And I was doing some research on certain people and certain things. Research meaning I was going into, see, I'm in insurance. I'm always skeptical. If somebody says why, I say why not? I always like to ask questions. So I was looking at certain profiles, and then I came across this teenager who started speaking about God. And 9 minutes, 4 seconds, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, this teenager was speaking about God and the confidence and the way that he was speaking about God and about God really existing. And that is something which touched me. And I felt that person was speaking to me, and there is a God. There is a God. It's not imaginary. It's not imaginary at all. I asked the person, I said, how come you are able to say all these things? And the person said, this teenager said, I don't know. I mean, I was too young at that time. It just came out. I said, yes, it just came out, but it came out through your lips, but who's speaking? It is the Holy Spirit speaking. And the Holy Spirit that day spoke to me and told me, there is a God. Why do you doubt? Why do you doubt? God speaks to us as well as he also has music which reaches out to us. I was just browsing through some music and I came across this song by Carrie Job. Some of you may have listened to it. It's called the Revelation Song. I heard the song and it touched me in such a profound way. I started just sobbing and crying and crying and crying and crying. And something was telling me, revelations. What is revelation? Revelation is you're discovering yourself. You're coming to know so many things. And then I thought to myself, yes, this is the revelation. A teenager speaking to me about her confidence in God, the things that have happened. So much of confidence, so much of energy, so much of passion in those words. God is speaking to me. The song is speaking to me. I continued and I said, okay, fine. I love music. Music is always there in my house. So no more Weekend and no more Bruno Mars, although I love those guys. I like their music. But today it is all the Christian spiritual music which is playing in my house. My job is very stressful. I spend 14 to 16 hours because I'm self-employed. There's no weekends. There's no proper sleep. So I was looking to get another opportunity or looking to try and get something else. I started applying. Got a lot of very good opportunities. And the position that I've got, the one that I've accepted, I have 4 rounds of interviews. And at the end of all that, last Tuesday, the HR department calls me at 9:45 in the morning and tells me, how are you feeling today? I said, I feel good. What's up? Would you like to feel better? I said, yeah, most definitely I would. Well, I'm very happy to tell you that the senior vice president and the director are extremely happy with you, and we are offering you the job. We want you to join as soon as possible. What about the referrals? I haven't given you any names for referrals. We don't need a referral from you at all. We just want you to join as soon as possible. So I said, okay, I have to give 15 days notice to my current organization. They said, well, can you join on the 18th of April? I said, yes, no problem. They call back after 5 minutes and say, no, they want you earlier. Can you join on the 11th of April? I said, yes, I will join on the 11th of April. I went to my existing company and I told them, I'm sorry, I need to give 15 days notice, but I need to get released as soon as possible. And they were very kind and they said, okay. And there's nothing wrong, there's nothing pending, everything is good. We wish you the best. So here I am speaking to all of you and giving you the inside story of my life, what I've been through, how God has blessed me, how he's made me realize that he is a living God. He is there. He listens to every conversation of ours. He can speak to us in different ways. It could be through someone speaking, however young, however old. He could speak to us through music. So I had this thing that God spoke to me. Use your talents. You have music. You know to play music. You played music many years ago. I'm going to ask you to join that choir, take up a guitar and play once again. Play the guitar once again, evangelize, spread my name, speak about me, evangelize and tell people what you've experienced. So here I am. I bought a beautiful guitar yesterday. I'm just getting back on track and getting back on practicing because that's one thing that I want to do. I had asked one of the people in this group, how serious are you about this group? What do you see for yourself and this group within 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? I want to be fully involved. I want to give my life to this. So how serious are you with this? And then I was told about the plans that are there for this group. And I am so thrilled, beyond thrilled, because that is what I want. I wanted love. I wanted affection. I didn't get it, but now I get it. Somebody was saying, we are not your biological relatives, but we are your spiritual relatives, and you have a family in us. We all love you very much. That touched me very, very much. So my God, he is a way maker. He is a miracle worker. Promise keeper. That is who my God is. I pray for everyone on this group. I pray for all those watching. I pray for our parish. I pray for all those who are needing help mentally, who have mental issues, who suffer from loneliness. Our God is living, our God is alive, and he will heal you. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.